Hello, good morning, and a warm welcome to Joy News Desk. My name is Samuel Kojo. It's your home of independent, fearless, and credible journalism. We're live on DSTV channel 421, GoTV channel 144, and around the globe at myjoyonline.com. Coming up, I came close to death. Founder of United Progressive Party, Akwesi Adai Odike, says as police in Kumasi launch investigations into shooting incident at his office.
And what they were saying was that, Odike, where are you? Where are you? We will kill you. We will kill you. But a guy came from town and prompted me that he has been hinted that tax from Ensha is preparing to come and attack.
Now, 5 suspected illegal miners operating in the Bosomchi Range Reserve in the Ashanti region arrested.
And I think this place is very endemic with illegal activities. The forest reserves are no-go areas for illegal mining activities. They are red zones. And so anybody caught or found doing this, we are going to make sure that we follow it to the letter to get them prosecuted.
Now, President Kufuor assures Walla traditional area of his resolve to fulfill all promises made to them as he enters final day of his 3-day tour of the Upper West region. We have the latest on that trip. We also have business and sports all coming up in this package. Stay with us for details. Now, police have commenced investigations into alleged attack of the office of the founder and leader of the United Progressive Party, Akwesi Adai Odike, by armed men at Patasi in Kumasi. The investigators cordoned the crime scene immediately to pick some evidence of the crime. The incident left one person injured when hit with the butt of a gun as cars parked in front of the office were vandalized. The gunmen allegedly rushed to the office at about 4:30 p.m. on Monday, shooting randomly. Nana Aljima visited the scene and has filed this report.
Glass doors in front of Odike's office are shattered. Vehicles owned by some UPP members had their windscreens and windows smashed with bullet holes visible in their doors. The gunmen, numbering 4, arrived in 2 taxis, calling out Mr. Akwesi Adai to face them.
And what they were saying was that, Odike, where are you? Where are you? We will kill you. We will kill you.
Odike says he had to step into a hideout.
But a guy came from town and prompted me that he has been hinted that tax from Ensha is preparing to come and attack me. So I should not move. So whilst we were contemplating on how we can invite police, I was about to step out. I saw the tax through the glasses. I quickly jumped into my office, a corridor, a hiding place for a hideout. And we were in about 10 in number. And they started bullying them and started shooting indiscriminately. And what they were saying was that, Odike, where are you? Where are you? We will kill you. You are bringing the name of the king into disrepute. We will kill you. So I was there quietly. And when they were looking around, they couldn't find me. So they came out thinking that I may be in one of these shops.
Amidst gunshots, Samuel Efriye, who was at the office, attempted to struggle with one of them. He was hit with the butt of the gun. I attempted to stop one from coming in by holding the door. He broke the glass door with the gun, then came my way to hit me with the butt of the gun. The motive for Monday's attack is unknown, but the businessman turned politician recently incurred the wrath of Mensha Palace in Kumasi for his comments on the role of chiefs in illegal mining. Speaking on a Kumasi-based radio station, Mr. Akwesi Adai unequivocally criticized chiefs for failing to help end galamsey menace. He charged the youth to rise up and demonstrate against chiefs if they fail to come clear on their roles in illegal mining. The traditional authority has since performed some rites, banishing Odike from the palace. Mr. Akwesiade links the attack on his office to the recent happenings. Mr. Akwesiade says he is on a path to speak truth to power. Though shocked at the attack, he is unfazed. He has refused to render an apology to the Menchia Palace.
People who are after my life, how can I apologize to them? They want to kill me. So why do I go before my knees and beg them? That portion is past and gone. No reconciliation. The battle line has been drawn. I have to take good care of myself and see how the police will assist me in terms of security.
Some persons who saw the incident unfold here at Patase are still traumatized. Mr. Odike and party members who were within the party office at the time of the incident are now recovering from the shock. As you can see, policemen are still on the ground trying to gather some evidence for further investigations. Now, he says they will have to strategize on how to take care of their security from now. For JoyNews, Nanaya Ojima reporting.
So let's go on Zoom now and speak with Nana Yaojima for some updates. Nana, what has the police been saying in the wake of this attack?
So we've been trying to get an official communication from the police, but the police have refused to do so because, at the moment, the police is working with a centralized information system that whatever communication that should be given to the media, it should come from the head office that is in Accra around it. But what we know yet is that the police is still working on the situation. Yesterday, there was a couple.
Well, let's try and get another story. Is that the founder of the UFP party, Odike's office, was ransacked by some thugs yesterday. The police have been to the place to gather some evidence. Now is still with us. Nana, so you were talking about what we do know as of this morning. Nana, you were giving us an update on what we do know as of this morning on this attack.
So as I was saying, the police is yet to give us any official communication with regards to what happened at Patase yesterday. But from our own gatherings, the police have been there. They've been able to gather some information on the ground. They've been able to pick some evidence that leading to that is trying to help them with their investigations so far. So we expect that very soon we'll have an official communication from the police on what specifically what they did yesterday means and what they are doing further to ensure that the people who are in the middle of the attack are arrested. But today, when I went to the area, I realized people trading there. Today, a number of these shops on the stretch are opened up for business. So it looks like even though the people are still afraid or they are terrified by the situation, a number of them have an assurance that there wouldn't be a real occurrence of what happened yesterday, and they are trusting the police to ensure that there is maximum security protection. This area we are talking about sits directly behind the police depot in the Ashanti region. So the people in the area are trusting the police to help ensure that the stretch is safe, especially after what happened yesterday.
All right, so that's our man on the beat, Nana Yaojima. Now, let's still stay in the Ashanti region because the task force of the Forestry Commission has arrested 5 suspected illegal miners operating in the Bosomtwi Range Reserve in the Ashanti region. The 5 persons have been put before the Asante Bekwai Circuit Court Ohiming-Teria reports that Bosomtwi Forest Reserve has been attractive to illegal miners in recent times.
The Bosomtwi Range Reserve has in the last 2 years survived 4 illegal mining attacks. With the help of 3 excavators, the illegal miners destroyed part of the forest reserve in less than 48 hours after gaining access. Land close to the size of 2 football pitches has been destroyed and the forest cover removed by illegal miners who are bent on getting the precious mineral. A task force of the Forestry Commission swooped on the illegal miners while they were preparing a heap of sand believed to be rich in gold ore for washing. Benito Owusu-Bio is the Deputy Minister of Lands in charge of forestry.
This is the 3rd time I'm coming to actually this spot, and I think this place is very endemic with illegal activities. The forest reserves are no-go areas for illegal mining activities. They are red zones. And so anybody caught or found doing this, we are going to make sure that we follow it to the letter to get them prosecuted. We'll be praying to the district judiciary to expedite action on the cases.
Authorities at the Forestry Commission lament the high cost of sustaining the fight against illegal mining in forest reserves. Chief Executive John Aloti counts the spate of devastation.
Until the last decade, the focus has been on illegal logging, prevention of fire outbreak, and also looking at the livelihoods. But now we have to deal with illegal mining. It's become even bigger because the impact is more pronounced than illegal logging. Because illegal logging, you would harvest the mature trees that have economic value. So you still have the forest there, although the quality would have gone down. But this time with the illegal mining, what it means is that you're clearing the whole, all the trees, both young and old, and then it impacts on the soil too. You know, you turn the topsoil, you can't find the soil again, and then it's going to impact on the water as well.
This is River Minty. It is crystal clear upstream here. But down there, it has been destroyed by illegal miners. Mr. Owusu-Bio, who wants fringe communities to support the fight against illegal mining in forest reserve, says government is winning the fight against illegal mining.
The district security, the district assembly, they must be up in doing because they are here. We in Accra cannot come here all the time. They must be up in doing, they must cooperate with our district managers on the ground, and that will help to stem the tide and the wave of illegal mining activities. But we are winning. It's not a one-day fight. This fight will not end today as I stand here. It's going to take some time.
From Kumasi, for JoyNews, Ohiming-Teria reporting.
Now, the Electricity Company of Ghana says it will no longer tolerate the tampering of its equipment in the Yellow and Lower YellowCrawbar municipalities days after it reconnected the communities to the national grid. Residents in those areas were disconnected for more than 3 weeks following dispute over the installation of prepaid meters and allegations of overbilling. On Friday, ECG finally reconnected the communities, but with a stern warning that residents who decide to take the laws into their hands and tamper with ECG equipment or attack ECG staff will be dealt with fiercely. Engineer Chris Apao is the acting general manager of ECG's YellowCrawbar district.
We weren't happy we were off, but it was situations that compelled us to be off. If we don't have control over our network, we can't give services, because when that happens, it becomes a security risk to my team, to the public, and to property. So the right thing has to be done. But sometimes it is unfortunate the innocent were also involved. We came here to render services, and that is our main purpose here. We don't have any issue. We don't have any issue with chieftaincy politics. We are service providers. we would plead with our brothers and sisters to give us the opportunity to do the work, the reason why we are here. Our installations remain the property of the Electricity Company of Ghana. Per LI 1816 that protects us as a distribution company in Ghana, it is illegal for you to enter our network without authorization. What they did is illegal. If you are arrested, you will be prosecuted. And I can promise you, we will be firm now to make sure we prosecute whoever enters our network illegally, because the innocent has suffered just because of the recklessness of a few.
Now, the Municipal Chief Executive of the YellowCrawbar Municipal Assembly, Eric Tetteh, assured ECG officials that unfortunate events of the past will not be repeated and called on residents to assist ECG workers in their discharge of their duties.
We don't want to go through this experience again. It's not been easy, and with this, we know the local economy will bounce back. So I'm encouraging each and every one, if you have any issue, any grievance, please talk to your leaders, the assembly members, the chiefs, and other opinion leaders, even the reverend ministers or the local council of churches. Please engage them. Let's dialogue, where the education will still continue, and let us collaborate to make sure we develop the two municipalities. Thank you very much.
Going forward, in terms of the prepaid meter installation, we don't expect to be major challenges anymore.
Yes, please. We are hoping that there will be enough cooperation. That is why I said that people should cooperate with ECG and other security agencies so that they will have a smooth exercise. If you have any concern, any complaint, get closer to maybe the ECG customer service or with the opinion leaders, and we'll take it up for resolution or for us to engage and find lasting solution to it.
Well, the National Health Students Association of Ghana say they are worried about government's decision to employ 5,000 SHS graduates to support the operations of CHIPS compounds and are urging authorities to desist from cheap labor. The Youth Employment Agency on 17th August 2022 announced an initiative aimed at training and recruiting SHS graduates to assist nurses with services including recording medical history, conducting physical examinations, and providing simple bedside care to patients in rural communities. The National Health Students Association of Ghana say these are the very things that some of their members have been trained to do and are therefore bemused by the decision of government to neglect them and use untrained SHS graduates for such crucial activities at CHIP compounds. Joining us for more on this is the National President of the Association, Faustina Akins. Thanks so much, Fausti, for joining us. Now, you say you disagree with government over this decision. Why so?
Thank you very much. Good morning to all your viewers. It's an opportunity to be here today. So looking at the CHIP compounds, their main priority is bringing healthcare to the doorstep of the ordinary Ghanaian. That is those in the rural areas. And looking at what the YEA spelled out, recording of medical history and symptoms, providing simple bedside care to patients. If you look at all those things, they are things that we've trained students to actually go through so that they can be able to take care of patients. So if you're looking at healthcare delivery, we don't have to joke with healthcare delivery at all. And so we call on government, the YEA, and every other person that matters that as a matter of an emergency should halt the process. SHS graduates are not well equipped to be able to take care of members, our family in the rural areas. I'm definitely sure that His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Kufuor wouldn't prefer an SHS graduate to be by his bedside giving him treatment. And so we call on the YEA to actually halt that. We have a number of health training who have qualified and they are home, who have not been posted. We have about 11,000 trained nursing assistants who are home, are waiting to be posted since 2018. And if you look at the nursing and midwifery profession in general, we have about 20,000 nurses and midwives who are also at home and have not been posted. So we call on government that instead of recruiting 5,000 SHS graduates, we should use this opportunity to employ the backlog of nurses at home. Thank you.
But obviously the remuneration won't be the same. And this is something government has done before. In 2006 onwards, there was this community nursing scheme that was introduced by the Youth Employment Program then. And it was successful. Isn't it the same thing that government is trying to do?
Well, the fact that it has been done before does not give it an opportunity for it to be right. And what you said about the remuneration, I agree. It's about time government stop cheap labor. Cheap labor won't give us effective results. If you are looking at healthcare, healthcare is actually a whole lot, and it's something that holds the economy. You can't joke with healthcare. Imagine how COVID-19 came and all that. We are all down on our knees. That should show us how important healthcare is to the economy. And so we should avoid all those things and try as much as possible to employ the qualified, trained personnel to be able to do that.
If government says, well, I don't have enough financial room to employ you on the scale that I have to put you, but the remuneration I'm giving to the SHS graduate is available and your members can probably use that in the interim. Is this something you're willing to consider?
Well, we are not willing to consider any other thing of that sort. If you look at health interns have been home they've been working for about 10 to 11 months now, and they've not even received an allowance. We've tried as much as possible to engage the various stakeholders, the Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Finance, and all that. We are certain that government should be able to do something about it, give us the needful, and also we'll be able to ensure that healthcare is achieved. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Faustina Akins is the national president of the Nursing and Health Assistant Students of Ghana. Now, President Kufuor has assured the chiefs and people of the Walla traditional area that he was going to redeem all pledges made during his visit to the region. Nana Addo Dankwa Kufuor, responding to several concerns in the speech of the Walla overlord, said he was not going to renege on those pledges. JoyNews' Upper West Regional correspondent Rafik Salam reports on day 2 of the tour of President Kufuor to the Upper West region.
President Akufo-Addo began his second day tour of the Upper West region at the One-House Palace, where he called on the overlord of the Walla traditional area, Naf Hussein Sidi Pilipo IV. Speaking on behalf of the overlord, Jibena Kadir Ibrahim commended President Akufo-Addo for redeeming some pledges he made in his last visit before presenting what he described as basket of requests.
The administration of the Walla Senior High School has serious challenges gathering the students under one roof since the age-old assembly hall, which was built to accommodate about 200 students, cannot contain the almost 2,000 student population of today as a result of your flagship senior high school policy. We will appreciate your immediate intervention on the above cases for us.
President Akufo-Addo pledged to fix all concerns raised in the One-House basket of requests.
The administration block and accommodation for the expanded population of Walla Senior High School. So I want to assure you through your spokesperson that the basket of requests are all going to be dealt with.
He then headed to the BK Adama Multipurpose Youth Resource Center to inspect ongoing works at the site. Work rate according to consultants for the project on the first phase is 98% complete, whilst the second phase is about 30% complete. The project being executed by Apke Enterprise Limited is expected to be fully completed before the end of the year. President Akufo-Addo was impressed with the performance of the contractor.
98.
The first phase is 90%.
98?
Yes, sir.
So that's virtually complete.
Yes, but the second phase is 30%.
And the second phase will be over when?
Next year.
This year?
Yes, sir.
So when I come here next year, everything will be?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. All right. Thank you very much. And thank you for that assurance.
He then rolled out of town and headed to Lamuse, where he called on the Lamuse Kufuor Isaac Azenge Kazier II. He then did a whistle stopover at the Agenda 111 hospital project for the Lamuse district.
President Akufo-Addo climaxed his second day tour of the Upper West region where he cut short for work to begin on the non-dollarization project. Minister for Roads and Highways, Kwesi Amankwata, laid bare what the project entails.
It will be a 2-lane dual carriageway of 7 meters each, that is each side, and 2 meters raised walkway on both sides. The road is going to be raised to asphaltic level. Therefore, you are going to have a banda and a wiring course as an overlay. We are going to do all concrete works and other ancillary works along the stretch of this road. We are building an embankment to protect the work and to protect the road.
Interior Minister Ambrose Dere commended the government for the numerous projects in London and the Upper West region at large.
While we were voting NDC, always winning and we're losing, he was showing us love because he knew that we were part of the history. And that is why I encourage the party not to wish away the Domo Buzia tradition. Therein is the action and the answer to the propaganda history that MPP is not our party. He is sitting here today. He cut a song. You can see the streets. Electrification, almost every village in Nando. It's not just a light. During the COVID, our sons and daughters who came from outside the country were working from Nando villages in banks for London and America.
President Kufuor commended the Nandon people for using laid-down traditional procedure to skin now Professor Munyan Delechiri the 8th as the chief of Nandon. He reiterated earlier calls urging the security services and the civilian population to work in tandem to bring peace to the country.
We have to work together to make sure that no penetration of Ghana takes place with terrorist infiltrators. That is the only way we can continue to be a beacon of peace, a beacon of stability, a beacon of constitutional development, a beacon of democracy in our region and on the continent of Africa. And I'm encouraging each and every one of us here in the region and throughout the country to become one with the security agencies of our nation to make sure that our country continues to be at peace.
Reporting for JoyNews, Rafik Salam, Nandom.
So that was a wrap of the president's second day tour of the Upper West region there. Now he says that all the requests that the Walla overlord has put before him will be done. You saw the cutting of sword for construction of road there. He also urged the people to help in ensuring that no terrorist activities infiltrate our borders. Let's touch base with Rafik Salam for an update on the president's tour. Rafik, what has been happening so far? What's the plan for today?
The plan today is already in motion. The president currently is rolling out of the one municipality and heading to the Dafiema Ure Isa district. But earlier he was at the War Shopping Center where he inspected ongoing work at that particular center and then before heading to DBS. So today is a busy itinerary for the president where he's expected to hop from one district to other. In all, he will be in 3 districts. Talking about the Dafiema Ure Isa district, where he will be inspecting ongoing work at the Agenda 111 hospital there. I remember that particular place. There's no hospital in that area. You have to move up to about 56 kilometers to the nearest health center. And then from there, you go to Kojo, where they will be commissioning the solar plant, the solar project there at Kojo. You know, there are 2 projects, one at Kojo and the other one is in Laura. But once the president do the commissioning at Kojo, it will also cover that of Laura. And from there, he will head to what was this precisely to watch out, where he's going to meet the chiefs and people, and then after that, also inspecting ongoing work at another Agenda 119 project, and then he will roll out of the region to the Savannah region. So, busy itinerary for the president. Currently, we are on our way at the Fima Buseisa district.
All right, thank you very much. That's our correspondent Rafiq Salam there. Now to the Vice President, and Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia has refuted claims by a section of the public that automation and digitalization will create an undesirable era of joblessness where robots will replace manpower demands of industry. Consecutives have, over the years, argued that advancement in technology and widespread deployment of robots would put a chunk of youthful working population out of work. But speaking at the inauguration of Academic City University College here in Accra, the Vice President said studies have shown that the argument is unfounded. There's more in the following report.
The Academic City University College is among the very few on the African continent that run programs in artificial intelligence, a feat the Vice President described as a critical need in meeting the demands of the fourth industrial revolution. Despite speculations by conservatives that advancement in ICT and widespread deployment of robots would put a lot of human resource out of work, Dr. Bawumia argued that contrary to those claims, surveys have showed that highly digitized establishments increase staff numbers.
I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate Academic City for being the first institution in the region to offer a bachelor's program in artificial intelligence and other forward-thinking programs such as robotics and biomedical engineering. There is always the public argument that automation and digitalization might result in a jobless future as more robots replace the manpower demands of companies. However, recent studies have shown that this argument is quite unfounded. For example, 2019 studies by Eurofound in Europe found that highly digitalized establishments with high use of robots and other digital technology increased their staff numbers in the 3 years preceding the survey, compared with establishments with limited digitalization.
Founding President of Academic City University College, Professor Fred Magbagonluri says the institution is focused on tackling complex and teething problems confronting the country and the world. According to him, advancements in every civilized society largely rely on artificial intelligence and ICT.
Our vision is to become a world-class center for learning, innovation, education, and entrepreneurship, where future leaders are nurtured for global leadership and national development. We will realize this by creating an enabling environment that deploys modalities around critical thinking, creativity, and innovation, inclusive collaborative learning environment, excellence in communication, tackling some of the complex problems of our time, identify broad entrepreneurial opportunities, and ethical and community focus. Ladies and gentlemen, in short, men and women of integrity that will put nation before self, create and sustain peace and harmony wherever they may be, and always extending a hand of friendship to all.
The Vice President took time to tour the college and express satisfaction at the facility's readiness to deliver world-class courses to current and prospective students.
Now, the International Day for the Remembrance of the Slave Trade and its Abolition is a UNESCO-designated day held annually on August 23rd to commemorate the transatlantic slave trade. It also sets the stage for an examination and discussion of the interactions that gave rise to transatlantic human trafficking between Africa, Europe, and the Americas, as well as the Caribbean. As the world commemorates this important day, which aims to inscribe the tragedy of the slave trade in its collective consciousness, of all people, we take you to the Kunsu slave camp, a community in the Bono East region that served as a slave market several centuries ago, to tell the story of how slaves en route to the coast were purchased before they were sold.
The Kunsu slave camp served as a center of slave trade several centuries ago in the then Gold Coast. Noted for its rich but unharnessed ecotourism potentials, the community had a market center and a depot where these slaves are kept. As we mark the International Day for the remembrance of the slave trade and its abolishment, we visited the Kunsu slave camp to tell the story of how and where slaves en route to the coast are purchased before they get to their various destinations. Faka Sakode is a resident and a tour guide here at the Kunsu slave camp.
My name is Faka Sakode, a citizen of Kunsu, and I'm the tour guide here.
This rocky cave here, also referred to as the executive lounge, served as a home and a resting point for traders who visit the Kunsu slave market to buy slaves.
Where we are now, that is where the executives have been lodging. We have a security there, we have a security lounge, we have a place where they fetch their water. So when they buy the slaves, after which those that are not able to send, they bring them to the second phase where we'll be moving to. And when they come there, the executives, they will also come and lodge here.
This is the market center where the slave trade takes place, and slaves from the northern part of the country end up here through Salaga and Yeji before they continue to other parts of the country and beyond.
Kunsu was one of the most important slave trade markets from northern sector up to the middle of Ghana during the time of Samori and Babetu. They were the leaders, those who were dealing in slave trade from northern sector of Timbuktu, Bamako. They stop here and they convey the slave to the coast.
The slave camp, also referred to as a slave depot, is a strategic spot where these slaves are kept due to its secured nature. It has an entrance and a tight security to ensure that these slaves do not escape from their masters.
Where we are now, we are in a slave camp. The Hana, ye campo, or moi, yakwa nkwa ya to moi, ye do mo ba bi twa kwan afiri ha akọ mpoano na fi ye de mfidi a friend ship afọ mo akọ abruchi no aha na ye de wo mbegu ni ayanto no ye de wo san kodwanum ni akọ akoto mo ni aye beto no nzo so o eduru ho se ye de wo kọ a ya ba bi yi wo afiri ha na ye de wo kọ.
The people here are, however, worried at the fact that despite the significant role played by the community so far as the slave trade is concerned, little is being done to help transform the camp as well as improve the living standards of the people.
Na midi ho ya ose mpanimfo atitiru pa ba abrofo firi amanone behwe kwa yebekwa akosere na o ma beboa na nso se nkoso nti yawa midi ni se yentimi ensiesi ha ema no nkwa animu ema no nya hwehwe bia yebetimi anya bibia firim yemigidi yesese yeba na se ya yeni ya nka mobeba ne se mobeba sene se dia mahunu ni.
They are therefore appealing to those in authority as well as stakeholders in the tourism industry to help make Kunsu a befitting tourist destination for local and international tourists. Anna Sabit, JoyNews, Kunsu.
You're also watching the Joy News Desk. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with the latest from the world of business. Stay with us.
Hi, good morning. Welcome to Business. My name is YellowCrawbar. Government has signed a $3.2 billion agreement with South African firm ThellowDB to upgrade infrastructure on the Western Railway line to ease transport of mineral resources. This will be one of the biggest investments in the country's railway master plan, which is in its first phase of implementation. Speaking at a short ceremony to sign the agreement, Minister of Railways Development, John Peter Mewu, assured that the project will help reduce the cost of transporting goods along the corridor, as well as reduce traffic pressure on the road. Here's more. The neglect of the Western Railway line has left many roads in the region deteriorated due to the frequent haulage of natural resources from the region to other parts of the country and the ports. Under the agreement, Ghana Railway Company will act as rail operator and ThellowDB Consortium will play the role of rail manager with the Afrexim Bank as financier. Minister of Railways Development John Peter Mewe explains the reason behind the deal.
Agreement. It's the combination of the entire line. The rationale for this is that give money to manage the cash flows to pay back for the invested amount of money. And that's where Tallow DB is coming in for the management. So the management, it's going to be the whole line. It's going to be an integrated management of the railway sector within the Western Corridor. So they're going to manage the Western Corridor in collaboration with Ghana Railway Company, who are the asset owners. So this is what coming in as the rail manager, while we have the rail operator as the Ghana Railway Company Limited. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Chairman of Fellow DB, Ronnie Intilu, believes the project will be a key infrastructure for the implementation of the African Continental Free Trade Agreement.
As you will be aware, this project comes at a time of heightened global economic trade tensions, leading to growing demand for African minerals and agricultural commodities. Along with the ambition for implementation of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area Agreement, the continent's demographics, and the glaring need for industrialization highlight the urgent need for infrastructure development, the need for effective transportation systems, and considering our large landmass railways.
President of the Afrexim Bank, Professor Benedict Orama, applauded the government for taking such a bold initiative despite the harsh economic environment.
Given the challenges that the Ghanaian and many African economies are contending with, a weak politician will have delayed this project just on the basis of political calculation, even when it adds no new debt to Ghana. President Kufuor is, of course, no ordinary politician, and that is why we are here today. And I say congratulations. We also thank you for helping to strengthen the bank, making it possible for it to support projects of this nature.
Now, Ghana's non-traditional exports for 2021 amounted to about $3.330 billion, reflecting an increase of about 17% over the 2020 earnings of $2.8 billion. Ashanti Regional Branch Manager of the Ghana Shippers Authority, Isaac Tetteh Akwe, made this known at a seminar organized for importers, exporters, bankers, and other stakeholders in Ghana's international trade in the Upper West region. Here's more in this report.
The Ashanti Regional Branch Manager of the Ghana Shippers Authority, Isaac Tetteh Akwe, made this known at a sensitization program organized by the Ghana Shippers Authority and the Bank of Ghana for exporters in the northern region. The sensitization program was to increase the awareness on the letter of commitment LOC requirements. It was also to educate them on the procedures involved, promote compliance, as well as identify challenges associated with the implementation of the LOC. He said non-traditional export contributed about 70% to the national merchandise export for 2021.
A chunk of Ghana's non-traditional exports, such as horticultural products, emanates from Ghana's middle belt to the northern parts of the country. And the northern region particularly is noted for handicrafts and mainly for shea butter and shea butter related products. It is important to mention that Ghana's non-traditional earnings for the year 2021 amounted to about $3.3 billion United States dollars, and it represents an increase of about 17% over that of 2020.
Mr. Tetteh Akwe said the Ghana Shippers Authority received several complaints from exporters and some custom house agents on challenges of the LOC reason for the workshop.
Engagement with exporters on various platforms brought to the fore concerns such as inadequate time allocated for the repatriation of export proceeds, blocking of subsequent export transactions for non-repatriation of proceeds beyond 60 days, delays in assessing repatriated proceeds from commercial banks, low exchange rates offered by the banks compared with the rate applied by shipping service providers, The Ghana Shippers Authority, flowing from that, intervene by creating platforms in various regions for Bank of Ghana officials to provide information and to sensitize exporters on LOC.
Speaking on the sidelines of the program, Deputy Director of the Bank of Ghana, Eric Kweku Hammond, called on exporters to comply with the LOC requirement to avoid facing the law.
This bit of the program is meant to further sensitize the exporters to make sure that they come to terms with how the system works and how it is to be used, and then also get the opportunity to hear at first hand all the challenges and the difficulties that they are facing, and then also to be able to prefer a solution to the numerous challenges confronting them.
Welcome back from the break. Let's do some sports now. And former Ghana international lineman Bedu has opened up on why he joined Great Olympics for the new season. Bedu signed a one-year contract with the Accra-based club, which is valid until the end of next season. The 31-year-old is hoping to improve his fitness before considering a club abroad.
When I came back from China in February, after my 6 months there with Qingdao FC, obviously the transfer window was closed in January, so I needed to stay home for like 3-4 months to wait for this transfer window to open. And I was looking for options in Europe. Seriously speaking, I have two solid offers that they brought to me, but considering some things in the contract, I don't think it was favorable for me. And I can't wait as well that, okay, maybe another offer will come. Yeah. It's better that I join a club, work for my ITC, so that I can be very fit, and training alone and training with a club is always different. Yeah. So, okay, I was there, and I have a call from Olympics, and I said, okay, let me just think about it. I sat down with my team, we thought about it, and it was a good opportunity for me not to stay at home to be rusty. Yeah. At least to keep me going, to see young chaps doing wonderful work like this so that we can help them to grow together. So the first call came around February. Wow. So we were having the negotiations, and I given an option that if I didn't go out, I would play for them. And let me state it here, that the only club that called me in Ghana was Olympics. Oh, wow. And one team from Brohanford, that is in Suatremai. Okay. And after I need to decide, I respect them. I thank them very much for that opportunity they wanted to give me. But I had already have a chat with Olympics, and I gave them my assurance that I will come and join them. So in all, I just don't want to be rusty because I haven't stopped playing football. So that's why I joined Olympics, to make the live lovely and to continue enjoying the game I like best. Yeah,
and you know, you're one person that has always been very in touch with the local game. You come home very often. You make time to watch some Ghana Premier League matches here and there. What would you say was the deciding factor for you to even begin to think about playing here in Ghana? Because everybody says Muntari taking that step was a big motivation for many, but for you, what was it that kind of gave you the impression that, you know what, playing in the Ghana Premier League might be a good idea, at least for now, to keep me fit?
I always wanted to come, even if I want to go on races, like to stop playing football. I wanted to finish here. Yeah. So once, after my deal at China and I'm home, I haven't got any concrete deal in Europe. I said, let me just keep going. That this is my job, I love the job. I have played the Premier League a bit. I played 1 year in Brekumas Nights. Fortunately, I don't know. Yeah. I signed 6 months with Kotoko and I played 2 games. So I didn't
didn't feel the Kotoko vibe.
No, it's not about the Kotoko. I didn't feel the Premier League vibe as much.
With Kotoko, yeah.
With Kotoko, yes, because of the kind of the national team games.
At the time, you were playing national team football too much.
The 17 and the 20, the Black Meteors, the Chan. And
it was a lot of national team football.
So I couldn't. So I said, okay, once I'm at home, I haven't stopped playing football. Let me join the club, enjoy my football, and any club who wants me, I would be willing to join. And fortunately for me, it was Olympics who came on board at first, and I was privileged to get a contract from them, and I joined them. I'm enjoying my.
And to, of course, the biggest footballing news today in the English Premier League, Manchester United beat better rivals Liverpool to claim their first win of the season under manager Erik ten Hag. Here's the highlight of the game. The game ended 2-1 in favor of Manchester United, and what a way for United to begin our season after losing 2 games on. We came up to beat Liverpool, and what a way to really mock the Liverpoolians. Anyway, that's how we wrap up today's bulletin. There's more news on myjoyonline.com. My name is Samuel Kojo Brace. Do enjoy the rest of our programs. Meet at midday. Good morning.